Quest Audiobooks presents an unabridged recording of For Their Sins by Alex Walters, narrated by David McCallion. Chapter 1. There was something almost pagan about it. Not as explicitly so as some of the longer-established ceremonies around these strange isles, admittedly, and some of the God-fearing church types involved in tonight's event would be horrified at the mere suggestion. Even so, as Alec McKay stared at the masked figures and the bonfire topped with grotesque effigies, it felt as if they might be invoking something far from Christian. "I hope you're not having regrets already." McKay turned to smile at Chrissy. "I was just wondering why we didn't do it years ago." "Because we had good reasons for staying in town, or we thought we did." "Remind me again what they were." "You like to walk out to the pub of an evening." "I can still do that if I want to." "But when did I last go to the pub? I'm getting too old for that kind of thing. I can barely drag myself out for something like this." They were standing in the darkness away from the fire itself, just yards from the sea. McKay peered out across the firth, seeing the string of lights from Ardershire doubled in the still waters. Behind him the crowd was growing rowdier as the fire took hold. It was a cold, clear midwinter night, the sky heavy with stars. "I'm just worried it's going to be too quiet for you." "Doesn't seem too quiet tonight, does it?" McKay wasn't even sure why they'd come. This kind of community event wasn't really his scene. There was too much danger of running into someone you might feel obliged to talk to. But Chrissy was more sociable than he was, and she'd been keen to attend. It had drawn an impressive crowd, especially in the circumstances. He could understand that. It had been like this for a few months now, despite the recurrent lockdowns. People were desperate to engage in some form of social life, taking any opportunity to meet other people. The tourists hadn't fully returned later in the summer, and the bars and restaurants had remained socially distanced and unseasonably quiet. The locals had done their best to compensate, and that had continued into the autumn and winter. This was the latest in a series of community events organised to boost the local economy and raise funds for good causes. McKay had attended one or two, usually when goaded by Chrissy, and, though he was reluctant to admit it, had generally enjoyed them. Even when socially distanced, Chrissy could happily chat to some of their neighbours while he was content to knock back a few glasses of cheap plonk or a plate of stovies. Tonight's event was on a larger scale than most, and
Sample complete. Ready to continue?